Hey everyone, welcome to the Costume Jewelry Chronicles with Lynn and Carrie. Each episode we will feature a new vintage costume jewelry designer and talk a little bit about jewelry reselling. We hope you enjoy. Welcome everyone to the Jewelry Call. It is May 13th and we're talking chain types today. What I did is I went through the eBay item specifics and just pulled up necklace chains are the chain type, and we're going to go through each one individually according to the eBay item specifics. So I'm just going to run into this and we can have questions. Feel free to chime in as we're going through these because I'll have it pulled up at that moment, so it'd be easier to answer your question. The first one is an anchor mariner chain. All right, so the mariner chain has these oval links with this little bar in between, and you'll see different variations. The ball bead, I actually use the ball bead chain for a lot of different beaded necklaces, but I don't really think that that's accurate. This is really a ball bead chain.
Like a fan.
Then we say that again.
It's like a fan cord, like to pull the fan to turn the fan on and off the
Oh,
ball.
exactly. Yeah. This is the bar links, and there's a lot of variations of bar links. Just anything that has a bar with the link between it. I don't know how else to describe that. The bar can be in a little bit different shapes, just long and narrow. Book chain, there's a lot of different book chains as well, and I couldn't put all the possibilities up. But basically, it's mostly a round link or an oval link with these center, kind of looks like, oh, how do you describe that? It looks like this. I don't have any descriptive words for this morning. Box chain looks like little boxes linked together. It's square on all sides. You'll see all four sides are it's square. Braided is a lot of variations as well. This is two types. Just when you have multiple strands of chain that's braided together, it's pretty obvious. Byzantine usually is more of a rounded chain, like around the width, but has this style. Um, Sometimes you have to look really close at these. Some of them are bigger and chunkier and obvious, but some of them are smaller and you really have to look close at it. Cable chain is probably the most common one we see every day. Uh, Comes in real skinny to real thick.
Lynn, on the
Yep.
Byzantine, is that typically a multi-dimensional? It's got a lot of
Yes,
thickness to it.
yes. That's what I was saying. It's kind of rounded, like meaning it has, yeah, like you said, three dimensions. It's rounded. You can
Yeah,
see it on this one.
thank you.
Caprice. Caprice kind of reminds me of snake. I believe that's another name for it, but here's a close-up pic. I thought that was pretty good of it. Very similar to almost like a mega too. Cord, we all know what cord is, any kind of leather cord or cotton cord. Crisscross. This one's a little bit harder to see here. It has, it's kind of like a serpentine chain, but it's twisted. So every link is twisted. It has a 3D look to it.
Isn't that also referred to as a nugget chain? Or no?
I wouldn't call it nugget, but
Oh, okay.
maybe
Sorry, I'm
I'll
thinking
have
another one. That
what a nugget one to me is flat and has like it's been pressed off, like it had bumps to it, and then they stamped it or shaved it. It almost has like flat spots on it.
Oh, okay.
That's that one. That's what I would call a nugget.
Do you have nugget on here?
No, I
Oh,
don't. That wasn't one of the item specifics, but I can certainly pull it up. Or Carrie, you want to add that one to your list? Cuban link is always a chunkier. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when I think of Cuban link, I think of really chunky, like a man's necklace.
Hmm.
Big, bold statement, chunky.
Just think of what all the boys used to wear in Miami where I
Yeah.
grew up.
Yes, exactly. And it looks like curb link, but a lot closer links.
Yep.
And cup chain, we see this a lot in vintage jewelry. Here's what it looks like without the stones, so you can get a good idea. Um, Obviously, the rhinestones in these little cups, and it's prong set. That one's kind of easy to determine. Here's the curb link. This is the other one. Between cable and curb link, I use these daily.
Okay,
You
can you
see
explain to
these
me the difference or try to show it to me? I've tried to look on my own. I've read a few websites and I'm always like, I don't know. And I put both or something.
for curb link and cable.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Curb link kind of lays flat. Like they make them so that they lay together and it lays
Okay.
flat.
They like fit into each other almost. Like there's like a curve.
Yes,
Looks like a Cuban with a little more open space.
exactly. And Figaro and figure eight are pretty similar too. So Figaro has three links with one bigger oval, and figure eight is like the infinity little link in between with an oval link. So they're pretty close to each other too. I sometimes I have to look these up because I forget, but you should figure eight, it'd be like ice skating. Just remember that. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Foxtail, this one kind of has a 3D look to it as well. It kind of has a box shape to it. Um, so you see this from every side of it. Kind of has a V look to it. Herringbone just looks smooth, but when you look real close, it has the, I don't know, this is the look.
Zigzag.
If you can think of a descriptive word for that.
Zigzag.
Zigzag, kind of, yeah, kind of, whoops, kind of a zigzag, yeah. Get off of that. Get off, get off. All right, and then, oh yeah, this one can be really tiny or really thick too. This is, you'll see a lot in the 80s. 80s and 90s, they had them. Marquee, I actually had to really search this one, and it was kind of hard to find this style. And it's just marquee shaped like chain link. And then this one, they called it marquee as well. It's just because it's marquee stones all linked together.
So I
I don't think I've ever used that one, honestly.
have a quick question. So
Mhm.
when we're listing rhinestone necklaces and it asks, I never know what to put there, like what kind of chain it is. So you would look at the back, and if it's the cup link, you would put, because I never thought of a like you know those like there's tennis bracelets and then there's just like rhinestones connected. Like I never thought of that as an actual chain because it's not like a metal link. So how do you determine? Well, anyway, you'll probably ask
I
if
just, I honestly don't put anything for the
you don't.
chain type.
Okay.
It's just a linked chain. And then in the, what is it, the style, it says chain. And I just put chain up there.
Okay. Okay.
And then we have mesh. That could be flat and wide. It could be rounded. And more mesh. And then omega kind of holds its shape. And it looks like this up close. Kind of like the caprice. The oval link is just like a chain, except they're oval links. That one's really common. Panther is like flat weaved, kind of has that mesh look to it, but it's more chunky wires.
It's like a basket weave.
Basket weaving, yeah. And then popcorn, well, looks like popcorn. Whole bunch of popcorn stuck together like a Christmas garland. Little round balls, but the whole chain is rounded like this. but little dots. Rollo is round links that are the same.
Ooh.
Like the chain link, or like the cable link, you can almost intermix them, but Rollo is just perfectly round circles, like a Rollo candy bar. And rope chain is a twisted. It's very similar to Singapore. Let's go down here. Singapore and rope tend to get a little bit confusing, except Singapore feel like it's a stretched out rope. It has a little more spaces to it. And rope chain seems a little thicker in style. It kind of has braided, like two braided wires and twisted. It's a little thicker. Then we have round link, which is pretty obvious. Just round links together. San Marco, that's another Miami guy chain, in my opinion, but women can wear it, obviously. It can look a little dainty like this one. It's probably one of those from the 80s again, but it just has these straight or angled links. Serpentine has the S shape. That's how I try to remember that. Between serpentine and herringbone, I tend to get them mixed up a lot, but just remember the S for serpentine. And again, the Singapore, like I said, it's kind of thinner. It's a lot thinner. It stretches out like a rope stretched out. Snake, if you're able to lay your chain on the table and just wiggle it like this one, it's most likely a snake. It has them zigzags again, but it's real soft and pliable.
It's more round too than the other, isn't it? More round.
It can be both.
Oh,
It can be flat. Well, kind of have a puffy, flat look to it, or the rounded ones. Yes. And spiga or wheat. This one's a thicker piece. It has more of that 3D look to it. And it kind of looks the same on all sides, like the foxtail one. This one's a little more weaved. Again, I don't know how to describe it, but we can always refer back to this this document. And I will put this in the Facebook group so you can add it to your list. I would put it up in my toolbar just to be able to grab it easy. Tube, this can have a variety of shapes as well. This is probably the most common tubes, just long lengths. This one's separated by little beads, but a lot of times the Native Americans will use the liquid silver, they call it, because these tube lengths are side by side and no space in between. And it looks like one long chain, but flexible. Sometimes they have a little bit of a design to them, like a bamboo. The bamboo ones you could probably call tube. Venetian link. This one is similar to popcorn in a way, except it's more elongated links. And I feel like it's a little chunkier of a necklace. And I hardly ever use Venetian link. I hardly ever run across that one. And the last one is wire, which is just a wire. So anybody have any questions on that before I close out of the screen about any particular one?
The chain that you're listing or the necklace you're listing is not on the eBay specifics list. Do you just leave it blank or do you write in what it is? Like, will that
leave it blank?
Okay.
I'm naughty and I don't use that in the item specifics really, but I don't list a lot of regular chains. I think if it was just a regular chain, maybe I would. But
Yeah, I think good.
yeah, if it was just like an omega chain or whatever. So I just pulled up some of the like common ones that I think we run across a lot, because some of these you'll go a long time without ever seeing one. but a lot of these you will see often, a lot. So I try to pull up examples or ones that we'll just see around. Because I do think, especially in your title and stuff, if it's a more common one, or maybe even if it is an obscure one, it's good to have the right name in the title like that. So lots of times I think of a snake chain being thick too, so I picked a skinny one because they can be skinny. They can be scrawny little snake chains, but like Lynn said, if you can pull them along like that, lots of times that's how you can kind of tell they're kind of slithery. Cuban chains also, I totally agree that they oftentimes are big, huge ones, but they can be a little bit more narrow. So they just have to have that bright pattern. But lots of times I agree, we see them in the big, thick ones.
Let's see, now I think of that as a curb link, but I guess it's pretty close. The links are pretty close.
Yeah.
I guess you could call that a Cuban. Either
And
or.
some of these are
Like-
pretty close. I would agree.
Like we said, there's not the chain police out there, so you're not
Nope,
going to get in trouble for it.
Nope. And like the rope necklace, I think I probably see more of these than anything, just with what I sell the most of. But these can be really skinny or really thick too. So big rope. Because this is a very common chain. We see that a lot. Paperclip necklace, these also can be, I think any of these can be skinny or big, but here's a nice big one to show the pattern of them. And then this one wasn't, this one's a little bit more, and a little bit different pattern, but it is still just a paperclip link.
So that one is not on the item specifics, but I would definitely put that in the title. But it would just be an oval link.
Yeah, I put I will put paperclip link in the title, but that's just up to whatever you think is. Because like I think of this more than I would like if somebody said oval link, but it just depends on however you want to do it. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. Whatever you think your buyer's looking for. Also see these quite a bit, the Figaro chains. Their pattern, same
So
as
the
what
Figaro is a lot like a Cuban, except it has like an oval after every third link, almost like a bigger.
it has a space. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's probably called something, but I don't know what it is, what that space is called. So, but yep, it's just like
The
a
large,
little,
almost. It's
So
just.
it's a curb chain, a curb link chain.
Mm-hmm.
and the box chain, I think you guys probably see all the time too. And they come in, they can be big. I've seen huge ones and I've seen really tiny ones. So,
Monet makes some really pretty box chain necklaces.
yep. And there's like a skinnier one. And same way with snake chain, there's another big snake chain. I like the big, huge ones. They seem to sell pretty good, the bigger ones. And that was a little bit bigger, the Cuban
Whoa.
link.
Have diamonds on it?
For
Well, it says so,
13.54.
but not really.
No, no.
Yeah.
I didn't see the price yet.
It says so, but yeah, I don't know that I believe that either.
Diamante rhinestones.
Yeah, same way with there. But we laugh, but look, this jewelry store that sells these in the multi-quantity, they sell a lot of jewelry.
Wow.
A lot of jewelry.
They
I mean,
probably
look at their feedback, which means they probably sold 3 times that.
wow. Those are like the booths at the flea markets, like that have like the hundreds and hundreds of chains.
But I don't know their profit margins, but something's working for them, I think. Here's a foxtail one. You can find these in I see these in watch chains too sometimes. Old watch chains will have a foxtail chain. And that is a herringbone. This is like totally 90s, if you ask
Yep.
me. Like I totally
Yep.
think of 90s when I think of that. So lots of times they're very blingy. There's a mesh one. I like finding these. They're pretty hot right now. The mesh type patterns are pretty hot. And there is a Rolo chain, which I've never found this Whiting and Davis one, so I found it interesting when I found it.
Carrie, how do you tell if something is rhodium plated like that one?
I know you won't ever find that word in my title. So
Lynn?
I feel like you can just tell once you've seen a few, like especially the brooches, like the well-made brooches, the rhodium plating, you can just kind of tell, but and maybe some people do search for it. I don't know. I don't know. There's no rhodium plate police, but once you find a few really nice brooches and stuff that are coated with it, you'll just be able to. Do
Okay.
you have a better description, Lynn? Like it's like a nice, smooth, thick coating.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's smooth and really shiny. It holds its luster. It does slowly fade, but it seems to do real well with holding its luster.
Okay.
If
Shiny.
it's on Trifari, they call it Trifarium.
Oh, wow.
They have their own word, but it's the Trifari rhodium plating, if you ask me. But
Interesting.
there's a serpentine. There you see the little S's. And that's mine.
Pretty.
So, yep. Chains are important to know, though, and I don't always know them off the top of my head either, besides the regular ones. They're hard to remember sometimes.
Well, once in a while, I just have it on my toolbar, and every once in a while, I just cannot think of the name of it, or I'm getting it mixed up with another one. My brain's not working. I'll just open that up real quick and look.
Yeah, I have like 3 of them that I go to and look at the one I'm. Yeah.
Is the type important enough to put in the title? Do people search
Sometimes.
for it? Yeah, I would
Mesh.
Like for
imagine.
mesh one, I would for sure.
Yeah.
Like Omega.
Cuban.
Cuban.
Mhm.
I could see Cuban.
I just listed a really pretty filigree link bracelet that the links are literally like an oval, but it's in and it's filigreed inside. Really pretty. You're not going to find that in the eBay specifics though, I don't think. But I did put it in the title because it's something that I pulled up and searched, like people would search for that.
Right, them old filigree West Germany chains.
Yep.
Oh, definitely worth putting filigree in the title for that.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have we had any good finds this week? They want to share any finds or questions or sales?
Questions.
Yes.
Questions. I'm pulling myself up on another so I could show you the pictures. But so somebody can ask a question right now. I just wanted to wait till you guys finished. If somebody else has another question. I found some jewelry obviously this weekend, and I wanted to ask you guys, how do you know the difference between amber? Oh, I didn't pull those earrings out. Amber and a plastic. Can you feel, or is amber just the color?
Black light. No, it's a thing. Black light, it'll glow.
Okay, black light.
Some people do the hot needle test, but I don't because it can ruin your item.
But Carrie,
I don't do that. Mhm.
you have to know what it glows to because lucite will glow also, and some lucite looks like amber.
That's true too. Some lucite does anymore.
Sorry.
And look for inclusions.
Yeah.
Look for stuff inside. Lucite's not going to have the stuff inside. Amber, not always. I mean, there's some perfect amber, but most of the time, the average amber will have little specks inside. And once you see them, you'll see them every time. Like they have a.
Yeah, and they're not the same. So some lucite, because if you weren't familiar with it, you may not know, but some lucite will have like the confetti stuff inside, and people think that that's an amber inclusion, and like
No. Looks like bug wings sometimes, like little bug wings inside the amber.
Or them little seed things. I don't know. They're little round seeds. You see them all the time in them.
Lisa, you could find on Amazon like a little mini blacklight flashlight. They're pretty inexpensive. I keep one in my drawer. It's pretty handy.
So amber should show green with UV. Hang on
Like
here.
bright neon green.
Yep,
That's pretty.
it is pretty.
Looks like glass.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the flowery thing on the right. The
Mhm.
Yeah,
earring.
that one's really pretty.
Is that West Germany, Lisa? Or no?
It's gorgeous. Very
It's
pretty.
very pretty, whatever it is. Yeah.
You're on mute, Lisa, if you're trying to talk to us.
I get called Nick.
Is it marked? I wonder.
These
Or
tans
the
like
ear-
the
Can't hear me talking? Oh, I got the other thing.
Yeah.
I got two things going here trying to figure this out, y'all. So this has what's John, I don't know. I can't screenshot it now that I'm doing all this stuff. But it's
Jon.
John JON something with this and topaz for this set here.
Very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
What
gorgeous.
are you guys thinking with it not marked and stuff? Can you hear me?
Is it
Yep.
are the earrings marked? Nothing's marked?
No. Mm-mm. Nothing's marked.
You want to know what price? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, price and what that stone they're calling it when I screenshot it. I can't, like I said, I can't do it both, all of it. Hold on.
Well,
Let me see.
it's probably just
Probably a
rhinestone.
rhinestone. Yep.
It's
It's
not
just
gonna,
rhinestone.
it's not
Okay.
gonna be topaz. They're saying that for color.
It looks like it's almost got that like Givray or Sabrina.
Oh, Jonquil. It says JONQUIL. What is that?
That's just a color.
Oh,
Okay.
Flower.
It's actually from a flower.
Yeah, there's a
Oh.
flower or something like that. Yeah, it's just rhinestone necklace, but it's really, really pretty.
I
Cool.
see
It is very
something
pretty.
similar, like, oh, that's Etsy's 100, but I gotta look on eBay. Yeah.
But just
So I was-
think how many people are gonna be searching Jonquil over brown,
Yeah.
green,
Right.
or
And there's this is like a green or something, what do you usually call the green? Can you see that?
chartreuse.
Green.
green.
Green, brown, rhinestone flower necklace earring set. Ta-da.
Maybe.
That's it. That's
Maybe.
it.
So what do you think?
It's definitely
What do you think on price?
warm, earthy fall colors.
I would price that at $79.99.
Okay.
What would you
Alright.
price that, Lynn?
I was actually thinking less, but yeah, I would go for it if Carrie says $79.99.
I would take an offer, but I would take an offer at 50 or
Sure.
so. Yeah.
Okay, and then this, I was finding a different design on this when I pulled this thing up. And again, it's not marked.
That looks like from the 70s. It's probably just glass. It's not tiger's eye, is it? It's kind of hard to tell with that ring
Cold, the
light.
center cold.
Oh,
The center, the brown part, is it cold?
oh,
It might be tiger's eye. Looks like it.
it doesn't feel cold like other stuff.
Okay,
So
it's
it's
not glass or anything.
sort of plastic, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plastic or glass. If it tinks against other glass, it's glass, but otherwise it's probably acrylic.
Yeah, I think it's acrylic. So I've seen something similar to it, but what are you guys thinking on price on that one? Sorry.
If
If
it's
I was
just
gonna list it by
acrylic,
itself, like
Yeah.
$18 maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Can you see this one?
Yep. Is that glass?
Yeah.
some Lamport glass.
Looks
Confetti.
newer, but it's still very pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I thought it was
20
newer
to
too.
$25.
Okay. Oh, and I found these, and I found some Napier earrings, but they don't go for as very much, do they? And I found this cameo.
They can. Just depends on what style it is.
Okay.
Resin cameos don't go for a whole lot.
Yeah,
They're like-
it didn't. I found that one. Yeah. So
And
that's what-
remember, when they have that hairstyle, it means they're newer.
Oh, that hairstyle. Okay, as opposed to like an older one. Okay, these were the earrings that I was trying to figure out if they're amber, but they feel plastic. But it's like I said, you said amber is a stone. It's not necessarily just a color, right?
Yeah, it's an
Well,
actual
Minerals.
thing.
It's resin from tree.
Hardened sap.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
You're gonna have to hold them closer. Hard to
Okay.
tell. I don't think they're amber,
I
but
don't think they are.
Okay. All right. That's
are
all I
they
have.
cold?
No. Mm-mm. I think
No,
they're
they
plastic.
kind of look like
Yeah.
an acrylic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Okay. Thank you.
Morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Great.
So I just wanted to share a relatively quick sale that I had. I did pay up for the item, but I did list it for 325. It's sold, but I took an offer of 300, so I don't know why it's still showing at
Because
325.
eBay's messed up now. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
Okay. So I took an offer of 300. I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a Native American, Dan Dodson. I've never heard of him before. I'm just starting to learn the different Native Americans, but it's a huge pendant.
There's
Um,
your spiny oyster we were talking about last
yeah, it's
the other week.
gorgeous. I wanted to keep it for myself, but I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I don't blame you. I would have a hard time with that too.
yeah. So there's
How
the
is the
stamp.
signature? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's always
Nice.
really clear. Those are the kind of Native American signatures I need because when they start throwing different stuff at me, I get confused. So,
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
And it needs,
those
needs
artists,
to
very
say,
much. So the ones that do like a B and a star, and then everyone's a B.
Yeah. This one's pretty clear.
um,
Yeah.
and
So
they should like put Navajo or Zuni on the back too.
I know. I know.
that would be nice.
I thought it was really pretty. The metal work, the etching, like I just thought it was really gorgeous.
The spiny
Yeah.
oyster is your big seller on that one because it's hard to find like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I just thought I'd share
It's very
some
nice.
That's
education, I
pretty.
guess.
What did you pay for that, if you don't mind us asking?
I paid just under $100.
It's still a nice margin. Yep, it's a good
Yeah.
sale. All right, Larry was next, I think.
Yeah, so I was at an estate sale this weekend. I was like number 10 in line. There were a bunch of us that were going after a bunch of high-end cameras. And by the
Larry, you're
time
slipping. How did you end up 10? You're always number one. How does that
I only
happen?
showed up an hour and 45 minutes before the sale. But
You're a better man than me. I wouldn't have been there, so.
anyway, by the time I got my stuff to the hold table, I realized there was jewelry sitting there and they didn't advertise it. So there were no jewelry people there. So 10 minutes in, there was a whole bunch of still some decent pieces. So I just wanted to show you what I got and maybe get your opinion on a few of these things. Everything I'm going to show you here, I paid $6 for.
Each.
Yes. So I picked up this little cameo. Would you say that this, what kind of material would you say this is?
Shell.
Yeah, that was my guess.
Yeah, it's
Not
pretty
knowing
cool.
what it was going to go for, I don't think it's going to go for a lot because it looks pretty simple. I
Oh, the
just put it
carving's
up,
pretty nice though.
I put it up for auction. You know, I figure it'll go wherever it's going to go. I don't care. I'm into it for $6. It's not silver. I was hoping it was silver, but it's not. But it's got a little pendant here. So anyway, that's that I'm throwing up for auction.
Can
This
you
is
show this? Hey, can you go back and show the side of that? Starting to question that now.
I know. I kind of thought that too because it's not molded up around it.
Yeah, it looks, I take it back. I really think it's just resin, but boy, they did a good job
I
of,
think it is too. See how that side mold isn't quite right, Larry?
yeah.
So usually they would have the shell in like the metal would be up around that edge.
yeah, they
Yeah, it's
make this,
also
go ahead.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about this stuff. I
Is
said
it
shell just because
translucent?
of this.
Yeah, that's
And
what
it's
made me think
and
it.
it's an oval, you know, it's concave. But I
That's
guess I can
great.
do that with resin too. But
Can you see all the way through it? Is it translucent?
yeah, it definitely is.
Mm,
Boy, that's just a different setting
yeah, that
that,
setting, or maybe it was. So like we do have to some resin you can see through about like that. It's just like
Mhm.
usually the shell is like totally transparent. I don't know.
But I mean, the guy or the girl, whatever it is on the front is unique.
It is
Uh,
unique.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well, the brooch, the Cameo police are not going to kick me off of eBay if I call this shell, right? I'll just have somebody
Well, if somebody buys it
buys
thinking it's
it.
shell and then they know better, they're
Yeah.
just going to return it. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'll
Sell
deal
the
with that.
cameo brooch and keep it up for auction.
Yep.
People searching for cameos, and if they want to go
Get
buy
rid
it.
of the word shell in the title.
Let them decide. Let them decide. Yeah.
I'd take a chance on shell if it was me. It looks like shell to me.
It sure looks like shell to me for this because of that crack that's running through it, or it looks like a lamination right there.
And
You
it's
see,
curved. The
yeah.
back, even the back frame looks like
Also,
it was put in
notice
shell.
the grain that's going on here.
Right.
I mean, that just screamed shell to me. So
The setting's just wrong. I wonder if they,
Put it
like,
in a different one.
yeah, because that shell is the setting's not right for a shell cameo.
yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It might have been replaced.
Okay. Let me move on. This one,
It's
I
nice though.
it's not signed.
Very
It
pretty.
doesn't. I'm going to kick myself if you say this is Juliana, but this did not look like Juliana to me.
Nope, but it's very pretty.
And my rationale was this: there doesn't appear to be a lot of solder flow between these pieces. Would that be what you're looking for? For
Um,
Juliana?
That there's a lot about that says that's not Juliana.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wouldn't even have
So
thought
I
to
put
look.
this up for $29.99 and it sold within an hour from a buyer. This is a repeat Chinese buyer. They've bought from me before. So they've got me on speed dial and they're watching my stuff. I question whether I should have maybe got more, but it's like no, I got my $30, so I'm happy. This is
It's
the one
really pretty.
It
this
is pretty.
this is the one that I've got an offer for $56 for. And it's pretty big. It's the size of my hand. It's like,
It's pretty nice.
yeah, it's like, and I don't run across Weiss all that often. So I mean, there's that basic rule: if you can replace it tomorrow, don't worry about it. Take the offer. But for me, I don't run across this stuff that often. I just listed it yesterday. It's like,
And it's not blue. It's
true,
more, the fall colors, which is not as desirable. It's
right?
still pretty, but
It's pretty thick. It has a lot of stones in it.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of different shapes. So, this one's rounded. There's some round
It's
ones.
pretty unique. That's a more unique
Mhm.
piece.
Here's a teardrop. There's some marquees, all kinds of different shapes in here. Some navettes.
Does it have some varied stones, like them bigger ones? Are they like Givray or Sabrina?
Um, I'm not sure. There's a close up there.
Like two-toned?
The closest thing to two-tone are these ones here
Yeah.
they're just two-tone because of the transparency of them.
Mm.
I wouldn't be sad with $60 or $56. I wouldn't be sad about it. But
Yeah.
do I think you could hold out more for that? Probably, but will you maybe end up with $60 in the end anyway? You never know. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like you want to counter at 60 because you feel it's at least worth that, and then will you lose the sale over $4?
I'm not losing it over $4. Yeah, I'd either
No,
hold all the way out or I'm not
no.
countering.
Well, I think my last counter was they started at 40. I countered back at 72, and they came back with 56. So I might come back at like 66. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, a piece of me says, screw it. I'm into this for $6. Let's take it and run. Um, these I'm really pleased with.
Those are really nice.
Bugs. I'm calling them flies. I don't know. I've seen a couple of others when I did my research on this. This is a not common, but this is a pattern that they've sold or that I've been able to find.
Are those signed?
Yes.
So you might want to spell the name of the signature correct. That'll help.
Thank you.
And I would put
Forenza.
insect in the title.
Yeah,
Forenza.
people are gonna search insect, not buggerfly usually. They might do buggerfly too, but insect would be more common.
Okay. So insect.
Can you try lightening that first picture?
Yeah, sure.
It just looks a little dark. It might make the rhinestones pop out a little more.
Yeah, because those look like nice cool rhinestones.
Yeah. That's too much.
Nice.
Are they colored? Is it like a,
They're definitely Aurora Borealis. The
they're beautiful.
wings and these three down here. And these have more of a blue hue to them, and these have more of a purple hue to them. Purple and gold.
They're nice.
Yeah, and what do you think about what did I 49 bucks? Is that a little high? Is that again, it's like
I know
wow.
Florenza's all over the place for me sometimes. I'm not a good.
Yeah.
I've sold them for
Yeah.
80 bucks and I've sold them for 30 bucks. It just depends on what they are. So
Okay.
Well, since they're
Insects is-
insects, and that's a great thing. I
yeah,
think that,
insects are hot.
yeah.
Okay.
good
I
start.
think I got one more here. And this one's really big. I mean, it's like 4 inches long. Unfortunately, though, the center faux pearl is collapsing. It's like it's
You sure that's not broke
No.
pearl?
I was gonna say I don't think it is collapsing.
Can
I
you
think
get a
that's a
close-up
broke.
picture?
That's just the way it's made.
That's
It's
just a
beautiful.
baroque pearl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just broke.
Yep.
so it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called baroque.
Very
Oh,
cool.
what are you saying, Baroque? Because I have some earrings I just got like that. Are you saying broke or Baroque?
Baroque.
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 Barouque.
Yeah, they
Judy
look like
Lee.
dried peas.
Is that right? Oh, no, I missed an O.
I was
Ah,
thinking of
rope.
going a little higher with these, but then again, I saw that this collapsed thing, and I'm like, man.
Judy
So
Lee used a lot of those.
I'm sorry, what?
Judy Lee used a lot of the baroque pearls.
Oh, cool. Baroque.
Yeah, Lynn spelled it correctly. Ignore mine. I rely on spell check for my entire life.
Baroque.
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 It's a word we
Okay,
don't say out loud that often.
40 bucks? Seem about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judy Lee's not a super high-end one, but
Right.
there are collectors that will come in and buy it.
Will collectors
Cool.
be looking for that word Baroque? Do you think we use that word in the title or
I
no?
use it only if I have a really big one, like one that's the focal point.
Yeah, not if it's just one inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Thank
do
you.
it.
Yeah, no, I have some earrings I think that are like that a little bit. So I was curious.
I was really pleased with this because I was 10 minutes into this sale and these were still sitting there. I also got 2 $80 watches. Actually,
Nice.
I got 5 watches, 3 of which are dead, 2 of which are 80 bucks each. I paid $5 a piece.
And you could probably sell the dead ones too. So
Yeah, I've got one of them up. It's a Texas Instruments from the 1970s. One of them works and the other one does not.
nice.
That's pretty.
This sold in a day.
Wow.
I think people really search for peaking stuff.
Yeah, and I'm usually not confident in saying that it is, and you know what, Lynn? It's got that stupid enamel stuff on it. People are all about the enamel stuff lately. The Germany enamel, this enamel. So it sold right away. I was fine with the little discount there, so it sold within a day.
How do you know it's peaking? Like, is there determining factors?
It's old green
it looks
glass.
like that little green speckled glass. It just looks like a little kind of speckled.
And it's usually not all the same tone. It's usually a little bit like it doesn't look perfect. It's always a little bit
Very.
Those two look different.
Is it common to confuse that with jade if you don't have a presidium, of course?
I hardly ever use the word jade because
Me
a lot of
either.
stuff people claim that's jade is not jade.
Hmm.
A lot of time it's serpentine, but
I agree.
it's totally different looking than jade.
Okay,
Mhm.
thanks.
Yeah, true jade is actually kind of hard to find, but people
Right.
call a lot of stuff jade that isn't. So I'm with Lynn. I don't. Do you remember this fish, Lynn?
Mm-hmm.
My ugly
There's the
fish?
cake chain.
So this isn't the only time I've ever used the question mark in a title ever. And I don't think the Hubert Harmon people were coming after me, but I'm pretty sure it is. But it's one of those artisan pieces that it's like, how do I really tell? Do I really know for sure? His other pieces look just like this, and they where this one's signed Mexico, it's always signed Mexico in the exact same spot, but lots of times they'll say Harmon underneath it. So am I sure? No, but um it went stateside too. So I'm guessing either somebody just liked the fish,
Is it
or
is it
somebody knows.
solid or is it hollow?
It's solid. It is solid. I bought it in a lot. Um, I think my
Wow.
cost of goods was something like $5 in it, but um, I Google lensed it and it came up with this maker I'd never heard of before for Mexico, and so I took a chance and I wanted the other stuff in the lot anyway, so it was fine. It did take a while to sell. I have had it listed since February, but this is my ha ha ha, you could have just sold it to me for my better price anyway item. And I really liked it. And I never actually really like anything. And I really liked it. So it still sold for $180, but I thought it was cool. I liked it. I got it in Ohio. These I got on Whatnot for $3. Sold in a couple weeks.
From an everything seller or a jewelry seller?
Everything seller. And these are not marked. A lot of hers aren't, which is kind of odd. In fact, but they came in the original box and they are. Like I knew it when I saw the earrings. I knew what they were.
Carrie, what's on? I can't see all your title earrings.
Hmm?
What's behind that?
Katharina Cross. That's what the name of those style earrings are.
The name of these earrings?
Yep. They're called Katharina Cross.
Okay. Because can I ask you, or you have more to show?
Nope, I am all done. Those were my top sales for this week.
Okay. I want to just, since you're on Elizabeth Taylor, let me see if I can show. Do you mind? Is it okay for me to go ahead?
Yeah.
But anyway, let me just hold it up like this.
Yeah, that's a really good set.
It's has the blue in the middle and the earrings with the heart. I've had this for years in the little box, and I guess because I have it boxed up, I don't pay attention to it, so I haven't worn it. So I said, maybe I should sell this. Um, what do you think?
That's like an iconic, that is an iconic set.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
can't remember what it's called.
one, I think.
It
Mhm.
says very popular original box. It doesn't have the name, and the price was $135, which I don't think I paid. I probably got it for a lot less than that, but I am going to go ahead and list it. And
That is the Elizabeth Taylor for Avon of Hollywood brooch and clip-on set. And it looks like it sells fairly regularly for the $200 mark. A pouch.
thank you. Okay, here's the one I need help with.
That's
Just make
awesome.
sure you use those words, Heart of Hollywood.
Heart,
Heart of Hollywood.
Heart of Hollywood.
Awesome.
Okay, now this is stone, I know.
Looks like a sterling clasp.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it would be. It doesn't say it, but maybe I should test it.
Does it say it on the little pin that goes inside
Little
and say
lock thing.
95? The little
Bar
part
toggle thingy.
yeah.
I don't think so. I looked, but I'll look again. Okay, the question I have is, they're cold, so I know it's some type of stone. It's blue. Anybody know what this is? Or how do you all decide what it is? Do you use that stone tester thing online?
I would
Rock
use a
tester?
combination. I'd use my Presidium and test it, and then I would go use rock identifier. If you hold it up, I will snap a picture with rock identifier and just see. I don't know if it's going to do it on screen.
Oh, look how much crap I have behind me on my clothes to work on.
Doesn't matter. I need light. There we go.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't think it's, no, it's not picking it up on my screen. Um,
Can you put a white piece of paper behind it?
Oh, what a good idea, Larry. Sometimes I have no
Could it be a dyed quartz?
is that the name of a stone?
Larimar. I was trying to think
Could
what's
be Larimar.
the name of that?
I
Larimar
think
or
Larimar is a little more, well, it's hard to tell though. Could be.
See, they're all different shapes, like oval and square and
I don't think Larimar has those streaking in it though, but maybe.
it has variation of
Yeah, it
color to
has
it.
that one in the
Yeah.
lower right has some
So you
streaks.
you use your I've never used the Presidium, which I believe I have. And if I do, will it tell me?
I'll tell you what family it's in.
It's going to tell you what hardness it is, and then you got to kind of do research, see like you think it looks like Larimar, so then I would go and say, what is the hardness of Larimar on Google?
Okay.
And then I go and test on my Presidium and compare it to, it's 4.5 to 5. So it's going to be less than glass. So it might not even register on your Presidium. So if it
Okay.
registers a stone, it might be agate or some kind of quartz or
Yeah, it looks
something.
like quartz, but
I think it looks like quartz.
the
Okay.
color is kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe I'll just go with quartz. Okay, I have one question for you. Is this called a choker?
A collar.
Collar or a choker?
I would click both because most people call them chokers, but officially, technically, if you look at all the stuff on Google, it'll say it's a collar.
Okay,
14
so
inch, 14 to 15 something is a collar, and 16 inches a choker.
I'm going to hold these up for you because people always
Wow.
ask. I am going to sell a pair
Very
of
nice.
Larry. These are Lawrence Verba. Let me put the white behind
Oh,
them so you can see them.
Very nice.
yeah.
They're in the $400 or more range. They're butterflies. They're gorgeous. My problem is at my age, my little earlobes are starting to thin out, and the
Wow.
weight causes these to fall off very easily.
I've never found one of those in the wild ever.
Well, I know I didn't find it in the wild. I bought it online from somebody who had it because
Gorgeous.
I love Lawrence Verba. I love chandelier earrings, but I just thought I'd show them to you because I am going to post them.
Very
And
nice.
for somebody
I
who's never
see
seen them
I see
before.
2 of them listed for $300.
Yeah, it depends on the style and it depends on the color and the length. So we'll see. I sold another pair for like $415
Yeah.
a year or two ago.
That's
So
cool.
we'll see.
I want to ask you if these earrings are dimples or are they the Barack that you or yeah, Barack thing that you guys are talking about after you're done, Lynn.
Okay. Um, I found this one the other day at an outside flea market, outside of an antique mall. They had a special day, and this lady made a deal with me, even though I paid up for more of the pieces than I would normally, but she had some really nice pieces. This is a Hobe saffret, which I don't even remember if I ever found a saffret stone. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, and it had Hobe on it, which I didn't really notice until I got home. I just knew it was saffret, and I had to get it. I think
The type, the coating on the bead again, remind me? It's not a stone, right?
it's a a bluish, when you hold it in one light, it looks blue, and you hold it in another light, it kind of has that purple hue to
Like that
it.
one bracelet you had, because you had a bracelet that was like that, right? You had a really
Me
cool,
or Meg?
yeah, you did, Lynn.
Did I? I see. I can't
Yeah, you
even
had a
remember.
sapphire bracelet. Yeah,
But
you did.
it's a finish on the glass, right? It's not a stone. I
It's
don't know.
glass. Yes, it's
Okay, okay,
glass.
okay.
I could
Well, for
pull
that
up.
much money too, that's insane.
I don't know. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find Hobey and Safra together in
Can I see
anything.
that, that the clasp on the Hobey, just because I'm curious? It's really neat. Very pretty.
And the writing on it, it said something, and I couldn't make it out. I just could not make it out while I was there. And when I got it home, all of a sudden, I can't get a good picture of it. It dawned on me, I figured out a couple letters. This is upside down. The H is
That's
kind
a,
of
yeah.
cut off, and the O
I've
and
totally
the
looked at Hobey
D.
upside down and thought it said 300 and been like questioning it forever.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was like, it's Hobey. Yes, I was like, that added even more value to it. And with them stones, I knew it had to be like some designer.
Is Hobey a higher end maker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
with
list,
some stuff. Some
Not
I've
all
had,
of them, but
yeah,
yeah.
right. I've
I
had
just
like a
listed a pair of
chain.
earrings that I got from that same estate sale. They're Hobey.
Yeah,
Some of
pretty
our
Toss them
Hobey
around.
cheaper
can.
stuff doesn't.
Hmm.
And of course, some of our favorites. Look, the enamel, Carrie,
Yep, for sure.
and this is pull-free. And we
Mm-hmm.
were talking about the filigree chains. Everybody loves these filigree chains.
Hmm.
It sold. This is what I got this weekend, and it sold for. I took an offer of 120 on it.
Beautiful.
They do. They sell immediately.
I think that's the only two I really
We
wanted
need
to
to
show.
just find a honey hole of just those. I'd be happy. They sell so
Yeah.
well.
So what's the name of that app to help you identify the stones?
Rock identifier.
Rock identifier. Thank you.
And you
And
don't
then
have to pay for it. When you get onto it, it'll look like it wants you to pay like $4.99 or $7.99 or something. Hit the X in the upper corner and
Okay.
just it'll let you just use it for free. Don't hit start trial or anything. You can use it totally free. I've always used it free.
Forever. I've used it for years, and it still keeps popping that up.
Okay.
Yep, me too.
Thank you. And also, can I share something? It's not like a super duper find like all these wonderful things.
Sure.
I'm just needing help comping something from my jewelry box.
You know, Nadine, we all have more of that than anything.
Yeah. Well, this is how I'm practicing, is just kind of learning from what I already have. And by the way, everything that you this group helped me comp, it all sold within 30 days.
Well, good.
So I'm super happy about that. But anyway, there's some kind of stones, and
They're pretty.
they're heavy and they're cool.
Are they faceted?
No, they're just like round beads, polished
I
beads.
think they're polished malachite.
Malachite. Okay, so
I don't think so.
okay.
What do you think
Malachite
they
has
are?
more stripes.
Oh, right, the stripes, yeah. So is it onyx?
It might be a jasper or a conglomerate bead. I don't recognize it. I mean, it's pretty. Let me hold still right there. Let's see what rock identifier says. It says malachite, but
Okay.
I don't.
See, malachite, when you polish it, though, it looks a little weird. It looks different.
I don't know if I would call it that.
I usually just call it green stone.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
gonna
being
go with.
honest. Like, I don't freaking know. I let people decide. I am no stone gem expert for sure.
Okay, and then don't worry about what the black is either then, right?
Is the black cold too?
Yes.
You could get away with calling it onyx, because
Okay.
onyx is kind of widespread. I mean, they
Yeah.
use it for a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it doesn't have a clasp or anything, just goes over. So
Call it endless.
endless. Okay.
It's
Thank
cool.
you.
There
Sorry.
you go. So chunky.
Right.
Did you see that? Did you see it or no?
It keeps wobbling around.
Oh,
Um,
I can't stop it.
that's better right there.
That's better.
Um, yeah, I guess it could be considered Baroque. I don't think it's that big of a deal
Okay.
putting that in the title for them.
Okay. Gotcha. And is it like a pearl or what would you say? It sounds, can you hear it? Sounds like plastic to me.
Faux pearl, imitation pearl.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's
Okay.
pretty acrylic.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Remove spotlight.
Larry,
Yeah.
what other cool stuff do you have?
Yeah, this one I got at the same sale.
So besides the Native American stuff, this jewelry haul is my favorite you've had.
Yeah.
It
And
looks good.
so I grabbed anything that looked cool or that was signed. And this was in the batch that had
You
the
did good.
Hobie.
Beautiful.
Yep,
Right.
those are nice.
Really thick, man. I mean, they protrude out quite a bit. It's like
The old Hobey stuff is really nice, well made. Yeah, those are
50
nice.
bucks. Seem reasonable. That's what my comps came up. I was getting some in the 30s. I was getting some in the 80s.
Yeah,
think that
it's a
should catch it.
start.
Okay, and then come down from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You did good picking this time, Larry. Good job. How about your Native American stuff? How's it coming along?
It hasn't moved, and I haven't pursued. Actually, I sold the big silver bracelet. I think I paid 200 for that, and I got 3.25. I took an offer for 3.25. I've still got the two rhinestone ones, and I do need to follow up on listing that somewhere else. But I am getting some nibbles. I had somebody write me about the smaller one, the pendant. But anyway, it'll go at some point here.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it was good quality stuff. It's not like you won't be able to sell it. Just have to find the right buyer.
It's just too bad that I can't list it as a Native American, even though I'm pretty darn sure it is. I mean, if you would have seen the room, or this whole house was just spattered with New Mexico, Taos Indian, and Navajo, and Hopi stuff. They had all kinds of kachinas. It was just packed with American Indian stuff.
Did you get any kachinas?
No, we do
Because they
have,
sell for pretty good too.
yeah,
They
we've
do
got
so
a
good.
we've got a couple of painted kachinas from some famous Navajo painter that were written on granite. They're painted on granite, and it's signed and it's labeled, and we've been sitting on those for like 20 or 30 years. But anyway, no kachina dolls.
That's very
Pretty,
nice.
pretty.
Bakelite?
Okay. Well, I've actually shared two what I consider fails because I bought them both a long time ago. They took too long to sell because I had them overpriced. That one actually is both of them, when I bought them, the comps were higher, and I kept them at the high price for too long. The bracelet I actually made money on because I only paid $3 for it, so I should have lowered the price a long time ago. But the necklace, I haven't gone through the fee calculator yet, but I know I lost money on it. At least I'm pretty sure I lost money on it. I sold it for 140, and I think I paid 100 for it because at the time I bought it, I saw solds for around 300. But
Bakelite has
anyway,
come down. I don't think that was
yeah,
necessarily a you thing. I think it's a Bakelite thing.
Yeah, I had
timing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a necklace too that was Bakelite, and let's see if I can go find it. That I actually found a second one that looked exactly like it, and it just kept going down in price, down in price, down in price. And I finally just said, fine, you're out of here. And sold for $16. But I mean, it's
Alexa,
pretty rough. But I have a second one I'm trying to get rid of.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Almost looks like
Bakelite's
fingers,
a strange thing anymore.
bony
Like unless it's
fingers
got a
grabbing
dot, the dot Bakelite still sells pretty good, but
Oh yeah. Then
you know,
there
it's got
was
the embedded dots or whatever.
I found this one too at the sale this weekend. It's got
Oh, that's
that
pretty.
West Germany chain on it with the porphyry glass. I just love the porphyry. I don't know what it is about it.
And it's
And it
blue.
has the great back on it. Looks like that. Sometimes you have to really look close for the West Germany. Sometimes it's tucked in some of these little grooves, but this one happened to be on the chain. So
Or sometimes it's on the pin when it's a brooch.